Hello everyone, thanks to the power of the internet, I get to talk with you, and let me just say, with the rise of CEO, I kind of wanted to give another brand gate that I think has gone under the radar, which is a pun because these are giant mechs, ha ha ha. That's, everyone seemed to have forgotten about, but it got big hype when Set 13 was revealed, and this boy, Blue Deathster, Skyrender, Avantgarda, Richer, was revealed because it's Vanguard swing, Vanguard swing, Vanguard swing, and I haven't been keeping too much. I don't know if anyone's really playing this in the year of 2024, which is a big shame because this has a lot of potential if things go right. And I know by me saying things go right, I have turned off a lot of people, but let's go over it. Still the same ride line, when this is rode on. If you got the grade 0, search for grade 1 strategy, which is this thing, set order, reveal it. If you don't, you call this car to rear, which is, I don't know. We got the grade 2, when this is rode on by the grade 3. If you have the grade 1, search your deck up to 1 grade 2. So you're continuing that searching. And this has a lot of, not really options for you, but a lot of fun things you can do. Because this thing, the big grade 3, if your soul has the ride line, if you haven't soul blasted any of that, please don't. You put a strategy from your order zone into soul, you draw until end of turn, it gets a power boost of 5k, it gets the power, like the effect of the order that you put in, and at the end of the battle it attacked. If that attack hit, don't forget this is an on hit, I'm used to this as a Stokea player, or you Persona Road, so you guys get another excuse to do it. You can counter blast 1, discard a card from hand, stand this, and it gets drive -1 until end of turn. This is fun because it's swing, swing. If you find the other one, this guy, you can swing again. And because that resets, your Vanguard, when you eventually go back into it, it only has drive -1. Not drive -2 if you already use that. Pretty fun. Obviously, because that's locked behind a Persona ride, and this is far too niche to just be played alone, you're playing for it. Another grade 3 niche is just the one if your opponent gets a trigger, it gets power. And you can Soul Blast 1, getting those orders out from Soul. Very important. This unit gets boost and 2k, so it's a 15k booster. Not too bad. And if you remove an overtrigger from Soul, I don't know how much you're going to use this, but all of your front row gets plus 5k until the end of turn, which is meh. You're mainly just swinging with your Vanguard, so they're going to have a difficult time guarding you anyway. And we got this boy. He's so cool. It's a mech driving a mech. But basically, it's a hand trap. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, which is also why you're just running normal Avantgarde, who's just locked behind if you Persona Road or if it hit. You can ride this at stand, and it gets all the original act abilities of Avantgarda. This is very important. And of course, at the end of this, it attacked if you have Sora in the soul. That boy. Discard 2 from hand. Choose a Blue Deathster that you just bound. Ride at this stand. It gets plus 10k and -1 drive. You gotta discard 2 because obviously you're drawing quite a lot from these drives. Because what's that? Let's do 2. You Persona Road. 3. You ride. 5. Yeah, that's 6. But going on, the reason why is you have an Enlightened Age Dragon, which everyone was just mainly focusing on putting in an Orphist. But if you it is locked behind a Persona Ride, which sucks, but it's understandable because if you Soul Blast, discard, it gets 5k. Pretty good. Choose a set order from your drop and put it in hand. And then choose a set order from your drop with a different name than you just brought to your hand. And you get to play it. Or put it in your hand. So you get 2 back. This pairs well with Habitable Zone. I'm running it as a 1 of. You could probably run it as a 2 of and put him down to a 1 of. You could ditch him, play this as a 2 of. This deck has a lot of expression like that. But basically, discard this for Ride, Soul Blast, put it on the bottom and draw a card, which is pretty nice because of the amount you're actually discarding in this deck. But mainly, if placed, once again, locked behind a Persona Ride, Counter Blast 1, search your deck for set order, but you get to play 2 set orders. Which paired for him is like, oh yeah, I have 2 in the drop, hand, play him, Counter Blast, play them both. It's pretty neat. Obviously, 4 PGs, who would have guessed? Yes, you saw this right. You saw it right. Dragon Tree! Everyone's afraid of putting Dragon Tree stuff in because if it's not mask related, because they're like, oh yeah, it's such a Dragon Tree. They have other effects. When a set order is played from your hand, which is quite often, you can counterblast 1, look at the top 5, and choose a unit at less than your Vanguard, which you have a lot of grade 1s. You got a fair amount of grade 2s. You call it in front of us, which helps with that hand consistency considering you're discarding a lot, so the fact that it allows you some play of the deck is pretty neat. I've skipped over her and I feel really bad about that. If it's Vanguard, it's a 15k attacker. Pretty good considering your opponent is focusing on trying to guard like 5 swings from a Vanguard. When it is placed though, if you put a strategy card in your owner zone into your soul, so if you used your Vanguard, search your deck up to 1 strategy card with a different card name, and put it into soul this turn, or not put it in your hand. Finally, the last 2 units. If placed, if you happen to be running anything of the Ride line, he's your counter charger. If you noticed, a lot of things are, counter blast, counter blast your soul, but counter, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, counter. So you need a counter charger. Bad. And then, of course, we got a milestone. Placed if your Vanguard is part of the Ride line, or him. Choose a grade 3 or greater from your drop and put it into your hand. Hey look, your Persona Rider, getter, or him. And if a strategy was put from order into zone, it's a 13k booster. Neat. Now, what are these strategies? Because I'm sure most of you don't know what they are, because you've never seen this deck, which makes me sad. It's really cool. Well, the grade 1. When this card is put into soul from the order zone, most of them are going to say that. Choose one of your opponent's rearguard and retire it. Choose one of your Vanguard and it gets plus 5k until end of turn. So if you note, that already makes this 23 swinging. But yeah, this is a retire. Pretty good. Let's go up the line of chain into your grade 2. When this is put into soul, choose your Vanguard, it gets plus 10k. Your opponent cannot intercept and play blitz orders. The intercept is kind of meh. You're already swinging too much that doesn't really matter. And the blitz order is to scare the new mains from the unit from Stokeia. That's whole thing is guarding with blitz orders. But you are doing this for the plus 10k. And then finally, the grade 3, which God, your opponent's grade 3 or greater, choose your Vanguard. It gets, when this unit attacks, all your front row gets plus 5k until end of turn. You're basically doing half a front trigger. And don't forget, this is your whole front row, so that's also another 5k to your Vanguard. So let's just say you somehow, you know, 10k, 5k, that's getting 5k, you know, 5k. You're swinging so big, and guess what? You got another one. Another one. Obviously, trigger lineup, you're checking so many, so run 4 crits. You are somewhat piece reliant, so you gotta have a draw trigger in there. 3 of them, to be exact. Because you're discarding a lot just to do Avantgarda stuff. And you don't really need a fronts because, like I said, gives 5k. Everything is meant to just power up, and by the time you're actually swinging with these other things, your opponent just can't handle what you're doing. And 4 heal triggers, of course. This one is a little bit special if, you know, a unit's already attacked. I'm thinking of like those sheer newly matchups and other things, because most things tend to stand back up. So let me just save this deck as Avant. Obviously, because my luck, we're throwing these back because we automatically search it. So I could keep this because I got him, so I think I might do that. So I'll keep this hand now. 1, 2, 3. Alright, first turn. Draw. Goodbye. Ride. Get. Do a little deck shuffle. Yeah, no one can really, so you're already going to play that. Let's say we're going first. We take 2 points of damage. Alright, stand draw. Ride deck. 2. We don't really have to call anything. And in retrospect, I probably should have kept that order, but I thought I might draw one. Yeah, so let's just swing, trigger check. Heal trigger, we do heal. Obviously put that order in. Alright, opponent's turn, we're going to take 3 damage. 1, 2, draw trigger. 3. Our move. Stand. Draw. Discard. Ride. We're going to look for our grade 2. Right on the top deck. Nice. Deck shuffle. Okay, now we gotta think a little bit. I think, because our opponent is grade 2 currently, if they get a trigger, this is going to stop them. Let's... Yep. Let's call this. We are going to counterblast to get our boy back. Because don't forget, they don't know this is in our hands, and because we got to discard anyway, this is important. Yeah, let's also just throw that in, which gives them power. Yeah, let's go. Let's swing. Swing. I'm assuming they're going to guard, so They're 10, we're 26. Let's say they give front trigger, so we're at a 1 to pass. Oh, nope, but hey, we got defensives. It's whatever, but that's basically the basic. That is the gameplay, and now we're set up for our true turn of this. Obviously, we don't have the Persona ride, and like I said, this is a very mixed deck if you find what you have. Let's see if I actually drew a card off the grade 1. Yeah, over trigger, keep that on top. God, you're gonna be defensed, so that's just my luck. Though, this deck is really good and aggressive, and I want to see more people play it, end of the day. Because mechs are so cool. But if you made it this far, you know, thank you for watching. And, you know, see you in the next one.